One of the really the main way that you're going to navigate eZBusiness is by going to company management and going to search company. And this is where you're going to perform different actions for your company. Like I said earlier, if you're enrolled for multiple business entities, you'll see all of those listed here. If you only have one, then you'll just see the one. So the main thing here, since you're managing a card program, is you can go to this little icon that looks like a plug for this is the icon for online requests. And if you go there, then there's going to be a lot of different requests or functions that you can perform for your card program. So for example, you can add a new card holder. We won't go through that entire flow. It's basically a pretty straightforward form where you can input the credit limit that you wish to have for that card holder, the alternate name if you want someone's name on the card, as well as any details related to that card holder. You have the option of rushing the card if you need that. But that's a relatively straightforward process once you get into there. Going back a screen, if you need to request a new card, maybe you lost it or you think it was stolen, of course, still report that to our client solutions team. If you think that there's fraudulent transactions or a card has been stolen, so that they can mark that card and make sure the proper procedures are still in there. You're going to see that message here as well. But if you just need a new card for a different reason, then you can do that through eZBusiness as well. Another thing that you can do is you can activate cards for your card holders. That way they don't have to call. It's just simple click and select the card holder, and you can activate them from here. Another common thing is you might need to close out a card. Perhaps an employee has left. You want to close out a card. You can do that through eZBusiness. And then another popular thing with the eZBusiness tool is that you can manage your own credit limits for your cards, all within your master limit. So this is where you can go and you can find a card holder, and you can choose to do a permanent or a temporary credit limit change, and you can easily increase that. So if you say you have a card holder that has a credit limit of 1,000, and as long as it's still within your master limit, you can increase that based on your master limit. I think for our test company, might only be 1,000, but yeah, my test user only has a certain amount. But once you do that, you'll have a new credit limit. There is one important thing to note here that I want to make everyone aware of, is that if you have a card that has the cash limit, so cash limit for taking out cash advances with your credit card, is the same as the credit limit of the card. So let's say your card, it has a total credit limit of 1,000 and the cash limit is also 1,000. If you try to go and decrease your limit, let's say you want to make it 800 in this case, you're going to run into an error because there is a limitation in the system that does not allow you to change the cash limit. So if you run into that issue, please call our Treasury support team and they would be happy to assist you. And you may not even want your cash limits to be the same as your credit limits for your cards. And so that could be an opportunity to review that and update that with our team. And then you would no longer run into that issue in the future. So please be aware of that nuance there within the system. We will come back to the managed spend restrictions. That is a little bit more of an more involved request, so we're going to come back to that. But so far we have covered the dashboard. We've covered the different common features with online requests and managing cards. One thing that's really helpful, as you will see, there is a lot of functionality in eZBusiness. There's a lot of different pages for that functionality. And maybe you want to be able to quickly get to a page without clicking through the system. There is this feature called My Links, and basically how that works is once you're on the page that you want to bookmark, you can click the plus on the folder icon, and now you have a quick link here. So like when you log in to your dashboard, and you want to quickly go to that online request page, you can just click online request and it will take you right there. Of course, another common link that is important would be making payments. You could go to the payments or the money icon and you can click add. And it looks like I already have that added. Yep. But you can quickly go to the payments page via that. So that's a really helpful tool because there's so much functionality in here. There are a lot of different pages. So this makes it a lot easier to navigate. Let's go to the next topic. We've covered card management and look at how to view your existing cards, view your accounts. So once again, when in doubt, you can go to search company and there's going to be an accounts icon here. And this is going to take you to the page where you can view all of your different card holders. You can search for them by their first name, last name, if you happen to know the account number. There's different account types, such as if you have a centralized billing account set up, you could see that. You can see which cards have been opened or closed or blocked. And from here, you can go ahead and view the payments for an individual card holder. You can view the authorizations, like if you're trying to see if there's been transactions that have been declined. You can view your statements online, the PDF version of that. And you can also view transactions for each card holder. If you want to view transactions for any of your card holders, there's actually a company reporting icon here. It's not on that main company screen that we saw here. But if you click this flag icon, and this is a good example where you could use the My Links so that it's easier to find that, then you can search for transactions for any of your card holders. So if we wanted to find anything that was after, let's just use, I believe we tested this back in July. You could see any transactions that happened. Once again, this is a test account, so we don't have a lot of transactions on here. But you can pull reports, you can export those with this export column as into a CSV. And then this is where later when we get to the spending restrictions, you can view those restrictions that you have created. But this is a very helpful tool here for seeing those transactions, not just at the individual cardholder level. Also up here with these top icons, there's alerts. You can set up different alerts. For example, if you want to know, once a certain cardholder has reached a certain threshold, you can add something for that. There's quite a lot here that you can add and set up to go to your email. So that's a very helpful page that you could bookmark as well. But back to the accounts page. This is where you're going to view your accounts. And you can also even have your users enrolled into My Card Statement, which is a way for card holders to be able to view their own statements, their own transactions, just for their own card. So eZBusiness is great for someone who is managing multiple cards. But if you want to give access to your team, they can be enrolled in My Card Statement, and you can do that through eZBusiness. So you just click on the account that you want to enroll. And there's going to be a little section called User Enrollment Details. You can click More. And then there's going to be an icon here for enrollment. And you click Enroll, and you're going to basically set this user up yourself. So you put in an email for that person. You can give them a username, a temporary password. They will be prompted to input a new password as soon as they set this up. and they're going to get an email. If I could follow the, I need to put a 1 here. Excuse me. They don't match. I know you guys always have fun with getting passwords to match too, if you're like me. But now that person is going to get an email where they can enroll. And just for the sake of the demo, you also can emulate this person and see what it looks like. So once they've gone and enrolled, they could see their credit limit, they could see their balance, they could see recent transactions, they can view their statements online, set up their own alerts. If you have the expense management module, which will be shown in a different training video, this is where they can submit expenses and receipts, etc. But it's very helpful if you want to give your cardholders that power. It's definitely not necessary, but if you want them to be able to do that.